face of somebody who learned something new. That's so cool, what the frick? These tools are useful, these shortcuts are effective. I'm learning with you guys on the spot. Don't sleep on Demo, okay? That's so freaking cool. Final Cut Pro, Premiere, and DaVinci Resolve. They all technically do the same thing, but they have different ways of getting you to your destination. For example, if you go car shopping, you could get a Tesla, a Mercedes, or a Lamborghini, but they offer you slightly different luxury experiences because the one that you're gonna pick is the one you're gonna buy based on your needs and wants, right? So, similar here. So today I want to dive into a few of these Final Cut Pro tips. I like to think of these as like the secret sauce to your editing life. I don't know, however you want to call it. It's a working title, don't judge. But we're gonna dive into shortcuts, magnetic timelines, and compound clips. Let's get started. Shortcuts. They're supposed to get you to where you want to go faster. Same exact thing happens when you get in a car. You don't think about where your gas pedal is or where your brake pedal is, right? You just kind of know. You understand what is left, what is right, and how you are gonna get there. Same thing here. You have a very, very experienced and mature timeline here. You got layers, you have so much to do. How do you finish this project in a timely manner and actually accomplish everything you're trying to do here? So let's dive into some of the main shortcuts we use on a daily basis. So we got D and F. When you're on your timeline, you need to zoom in and zoom out. This is your fastest way of doing that. We programmed it in a way that it helps us move quick. Same goes for the letter E. E is our delete tool. Again, trying to save time here, right? So we're not going to the other side of the keyboard and hitting delete. We programmed it right up next to and above our letter D. And then you guys already know, A is our select tool, B is our blade tool. So we can go in, chop up anything we need to, and that helps us save time. This is like ESL 101. My parents migrated here from Ukraine, so they had to learn that as well, just like I'm teaching some of you this. So listen, we all got stories, okay? And T is our trim tool. I love this thing. Why? Because it allows you to slip your shot without changing the duration of your shot. So you're just effectively working within this box and seeing which part of the clip you want to start with and end with. P is for position. It allows you to move your clips around without affecting your magnetic timeline. The range selection tool, or R for short, it allows me to select a certain portion of my clip, and it also creates and adds keyframes as I'm dragging the audio levels down here, for example. Look at that. Now I could move these things around as I please, but it doesn't end here. Now we could do the same thing and drag a certain portion of the clip above on our video and also hit delete, and it takes off that chunk of the video. Not to mention, you can also use this to drag certain parts of your timeline and you can render or export that specific portion out as well. Let's talk magnetic timeline. The magnetic timeline is currently something that only Final Cut Pro users benefit from. Premiere users are a little hesitant, and I understand. I've had 15 years of editing experience. Pinnacle 7, Vegas Pro, Premiere, and Final Cut. Between all of them, they all do something a little bit different. But what does the magnetic timeline really do? Simply put, it allows you to grab a clip, drag it off of your main timeline, and the rest of your feed just snaps back into place. And it doesn't leave you with any random gaps or fillers in between. So it's really effective and easy to use. So here are some of the benefits. Number 1, compile and arrange your clips together so that you can cut and trim them quickly and easily. 2, the ability to move groups of clips around your timeline without having to completely restructure your edit. If you have your timeline set up properly and your clips connected to the right place, you can move them around super easily. So here are a few things to keep in mind when working with your magnetic timeline. So as you guys know, video and audio clips are attached to the primary storyline with a connection point. So to change a connection point, you have to place your playhead where you want to create the new connection and Command, Option, and click the tilde key. The tilde key. The tilde key. Tilde, yeah, you heard it right. Tilde key allows you to bypass any clip connections and move or slip clips in the primary storyline freely. Gap clips are empty placeholders that can be added to your timeline if you want to create some empty space on your timeline. Let's say you want to lift the clips from the primary storyline while preserving the timing and space of that clip. You could do so by hitting Command, Option, arrow up, or if you want to bring it back down into your timeline, Command, Option, arrow down. The position tool allows you to move clips around without affecting the magnetic timeline. So keep in mind that if you drag clips over another section, those clips they will be overwritten. You can also create a secondary storyline above the primary one by selecting a group of clips and hitting Command G. This allows that group of clips to behave like the secondary magnetic timeline. Make sure to check out all of the shortcuts that are again available to you to download in our description. Maybe this is gonna save you a whole lot of time when you're sitting down and cooking up a nice, good story or meal, or however you wanna look at it. Do not sleep on compound clips. Compound clips. What is happening? We're deteriorating right now. Every time you sit down and you have a lot of layers in front of you, it can get pretty overwhelming. So you have to know compound clips will help you stay organized and keep your timeline clean. So here's a practical example of how to use a compound clip. Imagine you have 3 camera angles and 3 audio sources. So when you throw it onto a timeline and you sync it up, you put it in a compound clip, you do all of your edits, you chop it all up in there, get rid of all of the dead space, and then you break up your compound clip, which reveals all of your original audio and video tracks with all of the cuts preserved. So keep in mind, there is a time and place for utilizing compound clips, but you have to find a way that can benefit your workflow. When you're going on a journey, you gotta check the map. You wanna make sure that you're gonna get to wherever you're going as fast as possible. The same exact thing goes on with editing. You wanna get to your final product as fast as possible. So when you understand these basic fundamental principles like shortcuts, you're gonna understand how to move through your timeline without thinking too much of it. Same thing goes for the magnetic timeline. It's a really cool feature in Final Cut, and if you're not yet a user, you should hop on over and try it. This really does work. Take it from a guy who's tried Premiere, and who's tried other programs, and this works. And don't forget, compound clips are a game changer. Make sure to check those out and use those for yourself and try to adapt those. With all that being said, make sure to download those keyboard shortcuts for yourself. If you guys like these tips, make sure to let us know in the comments below which one you're gonna be trying out first. And if you guys wanna see us go in depth on any one of these, make sure to leave that in the comments as well, because we are barely scratching the surface. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Make sure to like and subscribe and follow us along, because we will be pumping out creative, community-driven content over the next few weeks, and there's a lot in the pipeline. We're excited for you guys to be a part of this journey, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. I'm out. Adios. Woohoo! Roll bloopers now. Final Cut Pro users are Benedict. Why can't I say benefiting? I was like, Benedict. Final Cut Pro users. This is not a joke. Banana. Utilize a pound. Why? Boom.